Come on, Sergeant Martin, you get to take the stage first. You got to practice up, man. You got to practice up. You know, get your IG on real quick.
Hey, good afternoon. Hey, welcome everybody. Thanks for coming. Hey, families, thanks for coming out. This is a great time for you to network, get to know one another, and get to know what the SFRG is all about and how it can be useful for us as we push to JRTC. HAC might go in spring. 57th going here in a few weeks, about a month. So talk to one another, see what you guys can do. Talk about plans after this. Knowing one another helps you. Sir?
Great, I appreciate it. So yeah, Sergeant Major Martin talked a little bit about FRG, like SFRG. Anybody know what that is? Who knows what that is? All right, a couple of you might know. Yeah, you want to give it a stab for the gram? Soldier Family Readiness Group. All right. So what does that mean for you guys? So I'll break it down in a couple ways. All right. So, and I've said this before to a couple of you in formation, but I'll say it again. For many people that work in occupations, right? They work with colleagues and coworkers, right? Check. That sound about right? So colleagues and coworkers. But in the Army, in the service, in the Department of Defense, we don't usually call ourselves colleagues and coworkers. What do we usually call ourselves? Not just soldiers, but what? Brothers and sisters, right? So brothers in arms, brothers and sisters in arms. And so what does that mean? That means we're a family, all right? United, all right? Everybody's here looking out for the person to their left and right, not just while they're standing here in formation, in uniform, or wherever the case may be, but also when you're off post and doing whatever it is that you do. All right, we're going out and hanging out with our family, all right? And we're taking care of each other. So that's the difference, right? Like colleagues and coworkers, they do their 9 to 5, they go away and they have nothing to do with each other. But we're a family. And in the Tigers, I want to emphasize that, like how close our family can get as we come together and do different events like this. So I really appreciate all the families that came out. And here's why it's important that we get families involved with the SFRG. Some of you, like Sergeant Major Martin talked about, are going to deploy to different events like JRTC, or you're going to spend a couple days in the field, or what have you. And we need the families to stay together and support each other when your soldier member is gone forward to do whatever the case may be, whatever mission it may be. As part of the America's Contingency Force in the 18th Airborne Corps, right? We could get called up. I think some of you are on like a 72-hour recall, others on a week recall. We can get called up at any moment to do a mission on behalf of our nation. So having a good, tight, family-knit group will help us support those soldiers while they're forward, as well as supporting the families in the rear. There's many cases where that happens. I think most recently I heard of a case where Captain Jansen's wife was in the hospital with another soldier's wife, and she was having a baby, and the soldier was forward doing some other operations for the battalion. Those are just examples of how that SFRG group can support when your soldier's forward. So definitely for all the spouses, male, female, whatever in the group, please get with your company command leadership, find a way to volunteer. The training requirement, you're looking at like an hour or 2 hours, but then no more than 10 hours in a week that you'd be required to do anything. And that's if it's 10 minutes in that week. So definitely find out about your company level SFRGs and how you can get to be a part of it, because the more meaningful events you plan, the more cohesion you get within the family, all right? So enough there. I had the opportunity today to talk to our SHARP and SARC reps at Brigade. Good conversation. Just want to emphasize, continue to do that training. It's important. Just like I said, we got to take care of ourselves as a family. So make sure you're looking out for each other. Remember all those, try to keep out all the corrosives, all the sexual assault harassment, the extremism, you name it, all the different isms. Keep that out of the formation. That stuff isn't wanted or needed here. Treat everybody with dignity and respect. And as I talked about this morning, it's about trust, right? You got to be able to trust the person to your left and right to do the right thing. And that's how we continue to get 1% better every day and make this unit what it can meet its full potential. Any questions? I talk fast, so you gotta listen fast. So, any questions on that? Any questions of me where I can help support you? All right, I saw a bunch of footballs being thrown out there. If you didn't know, that's like my game. All right, so I'm gonna go get my cleats right after this, and then we'll get it on. So, aside from combatives, I went and rolled around with Starting Gully this morning. So, oh yeah, plug for that. So next week we're starting up the first round of our Tiger Combatives training. I think it's like 2 per company that we're looking at to start off, but looking to really get that going, build that lethality. All right. So my belief is if you can close and attack the enemy at close range, you'll have no problem doing it at far range. All right. So this is all about lethality and preparing you for whatever contingency operation we go into. But if there are no questions, which I haven't heard any, no questions, all right? We don't have to fall back in. We'll just go right from here. Hey, if you just plan to leave, that's fine. Go ahead and do that. You fall out to your company leadership, but anybody that's hanging around, I'm ready to go get my cleats, strap it up, and let's have some fun out here, enjoy each other's company, and build that family unification, all right? All right, ball out.